Holiness, oh, what a place to be.
Good evening. Over the next 900 seconds, I'm going to give you a biographical sketch of Mother Tate. What you all may know of her and heard of her, and if you have had the opportunity to divide the book, Vision, then obviously that has been impounded into us as children growing up. Obviously, Mother Tate did quite a bit as a woman in 1903, a black woman in America. It was very difficult to do anything, not let alone start a church. But she was able to do that under the church first called the Do-Rights. But then she was put down on the bed of affliction, and she began to speak in tongues. So much so, the husband said, "What is wrong with you?" Because no one had ever heard that before. Not that the outpouring of the Spirit hadn't happened. It had happened over in Azusa Street over in California, but God was beginning to work miracles. And when she got up, she said, "I'm going to change the name of the church from Do-Rights." And she began to look for a name. And of course, we know that name. I heard someone say CLG, the Church of the Living God, the Pillar and Ground of the Truth. And in doing so, she began to save so many souls. And we understand that in the Church of the Living God, the Pillar and Ground of the Truth, holiness is a total way of life. It's a total way of eating. It's a total way of sleeping. It's a total way of dressing. And ultimately, it's a total way of dying. I don't know about you, but when my eyes closed for the last time and the tongue cleaved to the roof of my mouth, the only thing that's going to get me out of that ground is the Holy Ghost. So you need the Holy Ghost. It's what you need the most. I'm not here to preach. In Mother Tate, I'll read this to you. And with my 600 seconds left, it says that by late November 1930, Mother Lena Tate's condition had worsened critically. Fear gripped her, the loyal little saints. If Mother dies here in our home and the authorities learn that we did not call a doctor, we could all be arrested and charged. With no doubt, a high fever and a painful swelling in her feet and her legs, she was rushed to the hospital and admitted into the Philadelphia General Hospital Emergency, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mother Tate's condition was officially diagnosed by the attending physician as frostbite, with complications of gangrene and sugar diabetes. She had to undergo surgery, major surgery, and her right leg was amputated. A number of the saints on both sides of the 1929 split visited her in her hospital. Several are reported to have asked for forgiveness for the grief she had been caused and what some of them had caused her. On December 26, 1930, our grand matriarch and spiritual mother passed away at the Philadelphia General Hospital. The primary cause of death was recorded as diabetes mellitus, diabetic gangrene of the right foot, and septicemia, blood poisoning. That's a contributory factor. Her earthly remains were transported first to Nashville and then back to Dixon, Tennessee. The funeral was set for Tuesday, January 6, 1931, the day after her 60th birthday. The founder was buried in the Lewis Hollow on January 6, 1931, on air property originally designed for the Lewises. Later on, Dr. Mahary Lewis, Robert Tate, and a few others exhumed the body and took it to Nashville, Tennessee. There, with the three dominions, one paid for the skirt, the curtain that's around the graveyard, another paid for the tombstones, another paid for the coping. There, the body was laid to rest. But Mother Tate did so much for each and every one of us. Her children, Bishop F.E. Lewis and Walter Curtis Lewis, as she was on a ship going down the Ohio River, didn't have the money to take them along, and they stayed there, tears in their eyes, couldn't go with their mother. Mother Tate was very serious about cleanliness of the word. She was serious about a woman preaching, and she was serious about the name of the Church of the Living God, the Pillar and Ground of the Truth. And in closing, I'll say this. When Earth's last picture is painted, and all the tubes are twisted and dried, when the oldest colors have faded and the youngest critic has died, we shall rest. In faith, we'll need it. Lie down for an aeon too, until the master of all good workmen shall put us to work anew. And he'll find real saints to draw from Magdalene, Peter, and Paul, and Mother Tate. They'll work for an age at a sitting and never be tired at all. And no one, they won't work for money and they won't work for fame. But God himself will make sure that they all get all the glory. And I'll say to you that each will work in his own separate star, drawing things as they see them for the stars they are. Pray my strength in the Lord. Thank you.
in